blessed with a new episode every single Wednesday. So last week I had access to the first 2 episodes, as most critics did, and as I predicted. A lot of them, when the embargo dropped, they lumped in episode 1 and 2 as a review combo pack. I decided to separate them and have episode 2 my review come out the week that the episode is dropping for everyone. Makes it a little bit more fresh and current, but I was probably the idiot because almost every single person that I follow online dropped the first 2 right off the bat, so I probably should have jumped on that wagon because people are probably very confused as to why I only had the first episode of Loki and that was it. But yeah, so I decided to just do episode 2 now. So we left off with episode 1 with Mobius, played by Owen Wilson, and asking Loki if he can help him hunt down a variant of Loki. And what better way to catch a variant of Loki than Loki himself? So in episode 2, this is more of just kind of like gathering the evidence and seeing the clues that the variant is leaving behind in many points in history, and having Loki trying to figure out the variant's next move and be 1 step ahead of it, or 10 steps ahead of it. That way they can track this variant down and be done with it. So in this episode, a lot of the buddy cop dynamic between Mobius and Loki is taking place. It's very fun to watch. And Loki himself goes off and does his own research to try to find where he thinks he's going to go, because once again, this is a variant of himself. So he's trying to get inside of this other Loki shoes, because this is going to be a different Loki in time. We don't know how this Loki thinks, so Loki, current Loki, is doing all that he can to do the research and gather up the evidence to see where this Loki is going to go. At the end of the episode, I wouldn't count this as a spoiler necessarily, because I'll talk about the spoiler at the end of this, but the end set piece of this episode, they go to the future. That raises a lot more questions than answers, because when the episode ended, I was sitting there thinking like, oh, interesting. So the TVA can go all over the place, including areas of the universe that, maybe the Avengers or like other people in this universe haven't even been to yet. That is fascinating. So they go to the future for the end set piece, and the variant Loki is actually revealed. Like, that's how the episode ends. And yeah, fun stuff. So we're 2 episodes in a 6-episode arc, and they are just dropping some sick endings for these things where you want more, which is great. That's what a cliffhanger is supposed to do. But as far as the actual episode goes and what I think of it, I actually quite liked it. I liked the first one quite a bit. It was a nice setup, kind of exposition episode to kind of get us into the story, the headspace of Loki, and just where this thing is going to take off. This is the journey to find that Loki variant. And, when they found the Loki variant at the end and we saw the true identity, I was like, oh, so if this is already done, where is this story going to even go? Which was awesome, because I have no clue. And I still get very weird and unsettling vibes from the TVA, just like from last week. This week is no different. I just feel like there's just something off about, especially Owen Wilson's character and everyone that's involved with that organization. It just seems like a farce. There's an illusion going on. I don't know what it is, but you know what? Marvel? They're gonna pull the curtains from us like they normally do. You guys remember the boner joke from WandaVision? Yeah, fun stuff. So what we think is going to probably happen is probably not going to happen, and it's going to subvert our expectations, but I'm liking where this story is going, because at the end of this episode, I didn't think they were going to find what they were looking for. We found it. We know the identity now, and that's it. That's where it ends, and so I'm excited to see where episode 3 goes, but I love the camaraderie and the chemistry between Mobius and Loki. I think Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston bounce off perfectly with one another. You have the God of Mischief, who is always talking in metaphors, and it just sounds really, really conniving and just like the smooth talker. And then you have Owen Wilson's character, who's like the straight-laced cop, who is not taking any crap from anyone, and just speaks his mind and just kind of just does what he's told, and just, yeah, he's just the straight-laced cop. And then Loki's kind of like the goofy one, which is funny to even say, but that's what it feels like. But I love the chemistry between both of them. Definitely that buddy cop vibe. So I really love this episode, just kind of building upon what we saw from episode 1. And I think even better than episode 1. It's better paced. The world got bigger. We got to see a little bit of what the TVA can do by going to the future now. A lot of stuff is happening. But I think overall this episode is fantastic. So that is it for my non-spoilers. I'm going to my spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Okay. So the identity of the Loki variant is revealed. And I'll also talk about the very, very end and what happens. So the Loki variant is revealed to be, I believe, Lady Loki. If I'm not mistaken, that's who she is from the comics. Yeah, I have no idea who this character is. I don't read the comics. But it is going to be fascinating to know, like, if this is a person that's within Loki's lineage. Like, was this also a frost giant god hybrid, or was this like a frost giant child who got raised by, like, we have no clue. Like, and is Loki related to this person? Is it someone pretending to be a Lady Loki that's someone else actually? Is it like, is it Loki pretending to be a Lady Loki? I have no clue. But that's what's great about, like, what Loki's powers hold, is that he can do illusions. He can trick people. Like, that's what he does. So I have a feeling that this Lady Loki, so to speak, is also tricking us with her true identity. Could be wrong, but that is the kind of personality of Loki. So that's what my gut instinct is telling me. But we saw her face, and that was about it. Now, the last bit of the episode is where, once again, these cliffhangers are amazing, because now I just want more. Welcome to television, ladies and gentlemen. But the very, very end, Lady Loki opens up a portal, goes through it, and Loki has a decision to make. Go with this variant, or stay with the TVA, because the TVA is chasing after him because he kind of wanders off by himself. That's how he discovers who this variant is. And he chooses to go through the portal. He goes to the portal, episode ends. Just goes to credits. And I'm like, you son of a guns. I want to see episode 3 now. But, yeah. First of all, I didn't think they were going to find the variant this quick. And did not actually think he was going to go through the portal. I thought he was going to stay with the TVA, because I thought that maybe, just maybe, and this is the power of Tom Hiddleston's performance as Loki in general through all these years, and just this show in particular. He even tricked me. I believed him for a second. I was like, oh, maybe he's going to work with the TVA. Maybe he's going to do something different. No. He was like, listen, this is my chance to escape. I escaped. And there was a great cliffhanger. So, yeah, that's pretty much all the spoilers I wanted to talk about. And, yeah, I think great episode overall. So, what are you guys thinking of Loki episode 2, and what do you think of Loki so far? Please comment down below and let me know. But that will do it for this episode 2 review of Loki. And, yeah, tune in next week for episode 3. I'm enjoying covering these things weekly with you guys, and I plan to do more TV shows in the future. This is a lot of fun. So, I'll see you guys later.